Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming by. I've got a great snack for you guys. These are going to be my low carb cream puffs. They are only 3 net carbs each, as long as you divide the dough up into approximately 35 cream puffs per batch. If you make them bigger or smaller, you would have to redo the calculations, but with 35 in a batch, you would have about 3 net carbs each if you make them the way I am making them. Now, these are not gluten free, these are just low carb, so I would call it dirty keto. Let's start with the pudding filling so we can get that setting in the refrigerator. I'm going to take 1 small box of Jello pudding, any flavor that you want. This one is vanilla. I'll also be making a chocolate, but I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of heavy whipping cream, 3/4 cups of almond milk, and I'm going to beat that together and set that in the refrigerator till later until it's firm. Now to the shells. Now I'm going to be doing a double batch, so this is double everything. So I'm putting in 2 cups of water, 2 sticks of butter, and we're going to bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to shut the heat off and I'm going to add 2 cups of white all purpose flour. And I'm going to mix this until it forms a ball, until I can get all the flour mixed in. And I'm going to leave it on the heat to keep it cooking so the flour's not raw. But just mix this until it forms a ball. Now you can either set that aside until it stops steaming in the pan, but I like to put it in my KitchenAid mixer and turn the mixer on. And when it stops steaming is when I'm going to go ahead and start adding the eggs. And it takes about 10 minutes. Since I doubled the recipe, I will be adding 8 eggs for a single recipe, obviously 4 eggs. And I'm going to add them one at a time until it is fully incorporated before you add the next egg. So make sure you do them one at a time. Okay, this is what the choux pastry should look like. You don't want it too runny or it will just not rise, and you don't want it too thick. You want it to be able to pipe it through a pastry bag. So just fill up your pastry bag, not too much. You don't want to get a cramp in your hand or anything, but fill it up halfway and then make sure you pipe the same amount for each cream puff. Otherwise, they're not going to bake evenly. So do the best that you can, and then we're going to get these baked. All right, let's get these babies in the oven on 400 for no less than 30 minutes. You're going to want them golden and crunchy. Here they are, perfectly baked. This was 30 minutes exactly, and they are the perfect color, the perfect consistency. They're nice and hollow, and they will be ready to fill in less than a half an hour. Okay, I want the steam to come out of these, so I'm going to take this little metal stick that I have, and I am going to poke a hole in the bottom of these as they sit on this cooling rack. That way, when the steam comes out of them, it can escape and it's not going to make them soggy. So get these holes in the bottom where we're going to fill them anyway as fast as you can. If you decide you want to try eclairs, great. All I'm going to do is take a sharp knife and I'm going to cut the whole tops off. And then I'm going to empty these out because there is extra dough in these because they are larger. So I just want the shell. I don't want the extra egg dough that's inside. Okay, it's time to fill them up. So I'm going to take the pudding out of the refrigerator and I'm just going to re-whip it so it's nice and creamy and not too thick because it will come out of the refrigerator a little thick. So this is just going to loosen it up enough so we can get it through the piping tip. This is a piping tip I use to fill cupcakes with, but this is perfect to do it with cream puffs. So I'm just going to poke this into the bottom hole that we already made, and I'm going to squeeze pretty hard until it completely fills up. And you will know it's filled when it starts coming out of that bottom hole. And then, if for some reason you can't get it filled, I just poke a hole through the top somewhere and add a little bit more. Now to make the tops look pretty, so I'm going to take my swerve since it's keto friendly and I'm going to put it in the sifter and just sift it lightly over the tops of them. Okay, to fill up my eclairs, I'm going to take that tip out of the piping bag and make the hole a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to put two big dollops of cream inside. And then we're going to put the tops on and coat them in chocolate. Okay, for the eclairs, I'm just going to take some chocolate ganache and drizzle it over the top and make them look pretty. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe to my channel. I have hundreds of keto recipes I will be putting up on YouTube. You do not want to miss them. So I will see you on the next one. Have a great day.